Props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA Player Prop Projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at vsin.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
That intro was probably a little bit more exciting than the Colorado Rockies will be in 2026. Welcome back to Follow the Money. Story by Tony, Jonathan Von Tobel with you live at downtown Las Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. Sirius XM channel 158, continuing to roll through our MLB previews. We're going one team at a time, every single day until we get through all 30. And we are on the Rockies today, who have yet another brutal win total this season, JVT.
Yeah, they do. 52.5 for Colorado. Very much chasing how to put together a pitching staff, which has always eluded them for a very long time here. And they're trying it at the very least by adding some bodies here in the rotation that might make it a little bit better. Michael Lorenzen gets signed. If you look at it, Tomoyuki Sagano, Jose Quintana, all part of this. So you have a bunch of these guys. Freeland still here too. So you have 4 in the rotation that'll make that up. The question is who fills in the back end in that 5th. Chase Dollander, who made his MLB debut, in April last year. He was at times great, at times not. So what you're looking at, and they retooled the staff as well to kind of get this pitching back in order. But you play out there in Colorado, as you mentioned a ton of times, you do wonder if this is just going to continue to be an Achilles heel for a team that doesn't really have a ton of burgeoning talent that you're really excited for at this point right now. And it's hard to look at them and say, yeah, like this is a team that we really want to back from a future standpoint and ask them, hey, you can get this done from the standpoint of going over your win total, pushing for 60 wins, not something that I think seems like it's in the cards at this point.
I know, like every organization, you're trying to take steps in the right direction. I just feel like this is just another year in the attempt at a rebuild. They have the whole overhaul from the front office, behind the scenes type of thing. Looking at their pitching staff from last year, one of the worst ERAs in Major League Baseball history. So, I mean, at least it feels like anything is up from there, from that standpoint, no?
I mean, yeah, I think that the problem is, again, what you looked at with the staff, but also the offense. How much better is it going to get? I mean, it's hard to be worse than worst. It's impossible. And so the Colorado's last year, 30th in weighted runs created plus as an offense. So how much better is this offense going to be to give this pitching staff some sort of support, because it is going to struggle? Maybe you get guys like Lorenzen and Quintana to give you some performances and a little bit more hope on some of these road trips that you're going to be on. But for the most part, as you look at this staff overall and the bullpen too, you do wonder what exactly this is going to be, other than one of the worst, 5-10 pitching staffs that you're going to see in Major League Baseball.
So with that, as you look through, and we'll throw those odds back on the screen, there are a handful of different ways that you can buy in on this team or fade them, depending on the angle that you want to play. I know one thing we were looking at as it pertained to, I think it was the Nationals when we were discussing it, was the division finishing position. Is that something that you might want to look at all? Because I highly doubt the minus, what is that, 20,000 that you're going to want to lay for them to come in last. But could they maybe beat somebody in the division, or are there other ways that you would want to play this?
No, I mean, that's part of the issue too with playing with the Colorado Rockies. It's not even right. Well, not even that, in terms of how poor the team is, what you're looking at for all of the flaws with this roster. Look at the division they play in with Arizona, Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco. We just talked a little bit with Jensen about San Francisco and his belief in the Giants and what they can be. We know what the Dodgers are. Padres are always adequate. Arizona could be something. So you look around as well, when a majority of your games are being played against your division foes, and you're talking about getting knocked around there with a roster that is in the state that theirs is, I don't think there's a scenario in which they're not last.
Like everything odds-wise is just laughable for Colorado. I feel bad.
Yeah.
Even their longest win streak is plus 155 to have 5 wins in a row at any point this season.
Yeah, like we talked about Chicago yesterday, the White Sox, and the fact that playing them to finish 4th and maybe ahead of Minnesota is something that could happen, and obviously the odds reflect that. There is a reason here. I mean, there is such a chasm between Colorado and the rest of the NL West that there's really, I don't think, any reality outside of all 4 teams being abolished and them just putting in the Colorado Rockies as the only team in the NL West in which they're going to get past 5th.
To have the longest losing streak in baseball this year, plus 170. The price, their longest losing streak, you can bet how many games that would be, over or under 11.5 losses, plus 150 to the over, minus 180 to the under. I'm not even going to tell you to have the longest win streak.
Well, so the number's 4.5. It's interesting you say that. You know, there is a time, you see last year, they had that stretch in the middle of August, because that was the one that stuck out to me. They had that stretch in the middle of August where they had won 4 straight games. And remember, I think it was around the time that we were talking with our pal Nate Kreckman out there in Colorado, that they had won 7 out of 9. You know, baseball's a weird sport. Ask them to win 5 straight games. I mean, out of all the positive things you can ask the Rockies to do, that might be something that you look at. Now, they didn't achieve it. They had 2 different 4-game winning streaks yet last year, so that's got to be something that is going to change from a season ago. But 4.5, that was the only thing that I kind of looked at. Like, you know, you just catch it right in baseball and you get hot for a little bit. You get the right rotation of guys to come up against when you're talking about teams that you're playing, some of the injuries that take shape throughout the year. I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world to look at it. But again, they did not do it last year. 2 winning streaks of 4, but nothing over that.
Couldn't get over the 4.5. Anything else you're dying to get to here on the Rockies, or do you want to switch to some of the college hoops games that we have coming up tomorrow?
I think the only thing that we're dying to get to with the Rockies is the end of the season.
Oh, man, you can't say that before it even starts. What if they could get some spring training, good stuff from the prospects? Do you bet spring training?
No, not at all. I'm okay. I mean, I know it's a lot of information and all that. I do not.
It's just too much to dive into at that point. That's
and we should know, too, with Chris Bryant as well, with the 60-day IL, he's got back problems. So even then, the rotation gets a weak rotation. Lineup gets weaker. It's a nightmare right now for this team.
Okay, we talked about it a little bit earlier when we were going through today's college basketball games, but we've got a great Saturday card ahead coming up tomorrow. The belle of the ball, that number 6 ranked Kansas at Iowa State, number 6 ranked Iowa State, number 9 ranked Kansas. Iowa State laying 6.5 there in Ames, total 144.5. The Darren Peterson experience, always going to be a question when it comes to the Jayhawks, it seems right now.
He's going to play, according to reports. He's going to play. Good to go.
Well, we'll see once we get to warm-ups.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a fair criticism of what he has been in terms of availability.
Do you think that this impacts him NBA-wise? I know that's been a big conversation, but you...
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, there are some talking heads that have been kind of like out on him all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's shocking. The talking heads would be like that or be hyperbolic about any sort of thing. But no, I don't think that's going to be the case. Look, this game's going to be interesting. We just talked about this from a revenge angle just a couple of minutes ago. When you look at these teams and the way that these kind of get inflated, we were talking about it in the sense of Boise State and UNLV, that the fact that the market kind of jumps on some of these teams looking for revenge in a rematch of a conference spot. And this is, again, what we're talking about here. Iowa State looking for vengeance in a loss that they had suffered to Kansas earlier in the season. We're looking at 6.5 right now. Total's 144.5. We'll see where the market goes. On its surface, it seems a little high. Kansas have been playing extremely well. We know this team. I guess there's an argument to be made that some would start to make, Stormy, which is they're playing better without Darren Peterson. But look, they've won games with him. They won games without him. I don't really think that would be the case entirely. I think this is more about Iowa State and their offense. Coming off of the loss to TCU, the bounce back spot here. One of the things that has bothered me about Iowa State this year and under TJ Otzelberger as a whole, when they are not turning the ball over and getting out in transition, at times the half-court offense can be pretty poor. So that is something that I think could really bother you when you talk about playing a Kansas team that does play very well on the defensive end. 9th best in the country in defensive efficiency, one of the top 5 teams in defensive efficiency in the Big 12, and I still think you have some of that here. So if all of a sudden, because you look at the losses for Iowa State, common thread has been the offense has just fallen off a cliff, including against TCU last time out, where they averaged, I think it was about 0.8 points per possession. That, to me, gives me a little pause when you look at this. You're going to be able to force enough turnovers here. And with Peterson there, it's another ball handler that helps you out in terms of not turning the ball over as much. So if the market starts to get up here in favor of Iowa State, we're talking like 7.5, I think it would be Kansas.
And again, to your point, though, like Kansas being able to get that win against Arizona at home without Darren Peterson shows kind of the direction that this Jayhawks team is moving in. Speaking of the Arizona Wildcats, they're hosting Texas Tech this weekend. And it's a pretty big number, laying 9.5 against the Red Raiders, total 155.5. Do we think perhaps maybe a little bit too big? I know just you're in a bounce back spot coming off of a loss, want to kind of reestablish who you are, especially being at home. But Texas Tech, despite a couple faults and tough losses that they have taken, a very formidable team, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you saw them. So you know them a little bit more up close. I
saw them beat Houston.
I was going to say, since you've had that game, you've kind of gotten along with Texas Tech here. You've been a big fan.
I have, but we were looking at Arizona's schedule and just would that Kansas game potentially be the first of a couple spots that you can get tripped up on. I still am shocked at how many points Texas Tech scored on Houston in that game when I had them in Lubbock. But that said, when they have all of their pieces, when JT Toppin and Christian Anderson, when those guys are cooking, I feel like it can be a tough game. I know it's on the road against the number 1 ranked team in the country, what can you take away from wins most recently against West Virginia and a blowout win over Colorado? Probably not a lot. But if this is a team that is really going to try to show that there's something in the tournament, this is a massive opportunity for them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So at least my gut, I lean plus 9.5, but I don't have a play yet.
I think the other one that we were talking about this is what does Clemson have in store? Because you fell flat on your face in the look ahead, as we had talked about earlier in the week. Now you're on the road against Duke, 12.5 to the spread with a total of 133.5. And what the market wants to do with this game after Clemson loses that last time out is going to be really interesting as a sizable favorite against Virginia Tech. Still lean a little bit toward Duke. Clemson offensively they're good defensively. They're pretty average at times on offense.
Here was I was thinking you were going to talk about your boys, Florida Gators.
Oh, Florida Gators.
Going against Kentucky, laying a big number, 11.5.
They are indeed. I just need them to keep winning. I don't really care about spreads. Just keep winning and make a run here.
I was going to say, and win when it really counts.
Yeah.
Come tournament time. Okay, we got to step aside. When we come back, we're closing things out. This show has gone by quickly. In Pocket plays after this on Follow the Money.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Experience the ultimate pool and watch party at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens, owner and chief executive officer of Circa Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to Stadium Swim, your year-round destination for nonstop fun. With 3 levels, 6 pools, and a massive 143-foot screen, catch every game, every season. It's the place to be in Las Vegas. Soak up the sun and party all night, 365 days a year at Stadium Swim. Secure your spot now at circalasvegas.com.
Hey, it's Bill from VSiN. You may know me as the guy who writes the VSiN daily newsletter, but I'm also one of VSiN's owners. If you're a business owner like I am, you need to reach customers ready to spend, right? VSiN talks to millions of engaged sports fans every month, folks with money in their pockets, ready to bet on the next big game. If you want to connect with this audience, email me at bill@vsin.com. Let's talk about how VSiN can help your business, no matter what its size, win big.
On the next in Numbers game, Matt Brown in for Gil Alexander. He and I will recap all the betting action from the weekend. Plus, we'll talk NFL and MLB futures and even do some power rankings in the NBA, who's currently on the All-Star break. Greg Peterson and Adam Burke join the show to preview the college basketball card for the night. And we dive deep into Major League Baseball with Paul Sporer from Fangraphs. All that and more on a Numbers game, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.
Whether it's morning routines or weekends on the sidelines, when the temperature drops, America brings the heat with Hot Hands. Hot Hands are America's favorite hand, toe, neck, and even body warmers to help you stay warm and cozy from head to toe. Hot Hands are fast-acting, long-lasting, and made right here in the USA. Look for the Hot Hands logo in the bright orange packages at your favorite store or online. Keep doing what you love out there with Hot Hands, warming up America coast to coast.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Hey, VSiN fans, it's your old pal, Brent Musburger. I know what you're thinking. You're driving in your car, listening to VSiN, and you have no way to write down all those picks you're hearing. I have the solution. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber, and you'll get access to every pick from every show. Bill 80 will even send you an email with all of them every morning. Go to vsin.com to become a Pro subscriber and join us on the Sports Betting Network. That's vsin.com.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Friday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the Covelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio, the United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 45 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms were last in action on Saturday out in Nebraska, a 4-1 win for Youngstown over the Lincoln Stars. Lincoln scored their only goal of the game at the 4:10 mark of the first period. Alex Pelletier, his 36th of the season, gave the Stars a 1-0 lead at the end of the first. 3 goals in the second for Youngstown at 2:27. Malachi McKinnon, his 21st of the season. Kazimo Sasaki and Ricard Zemlichka with the helpers at 13-12. Cooper Simpson, his 26th of the season. Jack Wilson and Ryan Whiterabbit with the helpers. And then at 17:30, a power play goal for Lenny Booz, his first goal in the USHL. Evan Jardine and Jack Hextall with the assist. 3-1 Youngstown at the end of the second. Malachi McKinnon tacks on his second of the game and 22nd of the season at 14:28 of the third. Hextall and Tobias Trabel with the helpers to give Youngstown the 4-1 win. Trabel got the win. He stopped 24 out of 25. William Prowse took the loss. He stopped 28 out of 32. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at tonight's scratch report as well as the starting lineups. You're listening to the pregame show here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Discover Mahoning County in Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center during the pregame show. Let's take a look at tonight's scratch report, starting with Muskegon. You can scratch number 8, Jean-Samuel Deneau, number 20, Will Schlechtweg, number 24, Gustav Zemedis, number 28, Gus Thorpe, and number 30, Will Keene. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 4, Ryan Whiterabbit, number 8, Jesse Orlowski, number 23, Matush Kaharchik, and number 34, Brody Berard. And now for tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Muskegon Lumberjacks, who enter tonight's game with a 27-15 0-1 record. Their 55 points put them in 4th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of St. Louis, Missouri, committed to Western Michigan, number 9, Anthony Thomas Maroon. At center out of Chaska, Minnesota, committed to Minnesota State, number 19, Jack Christ. At right wing, out of Sweden, committed to RIT, number 14, Louis Jonerheim. On defense, out of Los Gatos, California, committed to Colgate, number 18, Nathan Lariosa. And out of Wayzata, Minnesota, committed to Notre Dame, number 3, Danny Clares. In net, out of Sweden, committed to Minnesota Duluth, number 29, Carl Axelson. Axelson enters tonight's game with a 21-8 0-0 record, a 2.21 goals against average, and a .926 save percentage. Lumberjacks are coached by Colton St. Clair. Associate head coaches Casey McNoney and Taylor Ward. They are assisted by Pat Maroon. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who entered tonight's game with a 32-9-2-1 record. Their 67 points put them in 1st place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Czechia, number 22, Rikard Zemlichka. At center out of Czechia, committed to Nebraska Omaha, number 28, Jakub Hesch. At right wing, out of Japan, committed to Lake Superior State, number 13, Kazuma Sasaki. On defense, out of Stamford, Connecticut, committed to Vermont, number 2, Monte Tepley. And out of Youngstown, Ohio, committed to Miami, number 12, Cal Houston. In net, out of Czechia, committed to UMass, number 79, Tobias Trebel. Trebel enters tonight's game with a 22-6-2-0 record, a 2.11 goals against average, a .920 save percentage, and 3 shutouts on this season. The Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by their chief of staff, Redmond Brow, and their director of player development, Cal Kafuk. Equipment manager, Andrew Rush. Athletic trainer, Amber Martinelli. Goaltending coach, Neil Conway. Strength and conditioning coach, Tommy Malloy. And the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Daniel Fagan and Miroslav Yaretz. The linesmen will be Gustav Arendt and Colin Lightfoot. Just about 4.5 minutes remaining here at the arena before starting lineups and the national anthem. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms. Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little flag in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state, so come on. Great games away for
everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net, score!
Off-the-ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Fans, please welcome back to the ice your Youngstown Phantoms! And now, for tonight's starters. First up, at left wing, from Praha, Czechia, number 22, Pops in the house, Pregame, Stabilinska. At center, from Zlin, Czechia, number 28, the technician, Jakub Katz. Next at right wing, from Nishi, Tokyo, Japan, number 13, the thief in the night, Kazuo Sasaki. On net defense, from Stamford, Connecticut, number 2, he's a rambling man, Mate Kepley. Also on defense, from Youngstown, Ohio, number 12, Betty, when you call him, you can call him Al Houston. And in goal, from Most, Czechia, number 79, mind your manners, 'cause that's Mr. Tobias Trail. Fans, your junior starters for tonight are from the Mercer Arrows. Phantom fans, tonight we take a moment to celebrate the life of Kurt Vaughn. Kurt was a season ticket holder in Section 204 and a devoted supporter of the Youngstown Phantoms for more than 2 decades. His passion for this team and love of the game will always be part of our family's family. We extend our heartfelt condolences to his wife Erica and his friends and family. Fans, in lieu of a moment of silence, please join us in a round of applause and celebration of the life of Kurt Vaughn. Thank you. Fans, please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing, singing of the national anthem by Kara Hibner.
What's so proud?
A lovely rendition of our national anthem on a Friday night here in Youngstown. Welcome back into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipzak here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Joined by my engineer, Dave Ferris. Brendan Miller will be keeping things up on social media for you tonight. You can follow the Phantoms on X at YTown Phantoms, on Facebook and Instagram at Youngstown Phantoms. And, of course, we are all supervised by my 8-year-old son, Jonathan, standing to my left here on Press Row. Phantoms and Lumberjacks for the 6th out of 9 meetings this season. Phantoms 2-2-1 through the first 5. Took 2 out of 3 from Muskegon. A couple of weeks ago, Friday night game here in Youngstown, and a pair up in Muskegon. Right now we are here in Youngstown. You can roll for initiative because the first period is underway. Youngstown won the draw but couldn't get control, and the Jacks into the attacking end, but it comes around to Tepley in the right wing corner. Monte up the middle to Hesh and ahead, looking for Sasaki, but broken up nicely by Larioza. He'll dump it back into the Phantom zone. Trable up that far wall to the skates of Jack Chris. Maybe got tripped up by Hesh, but play will continue. Cross-ice pass from Houston looking for Tepley, would not go, and it's grabbed behind the cage by a pinching Danny Clears, who was stripped of the puck by Tepley. Threw it out to the red line for Sasaki, and Kaz just going to dump it into the zone and head off for line change 35 seconds into this first period. Around the net come the Lumberjacks. Spinning away from the forecheck of Rusinski was Clears. D to D over to Larioza, and then down the ice it goes. Trable out to play it past Murphy and up to the half wall off of Bergeron. Ricochet down to Novotny, but he's stripped of the puck by Rusinski. Rue off the window and out to center. Looking to connect with Lenny Booz. He had a step, but knocked away from him at the last moment by the Lumberjacks, who get control and send it back out to center. Skating into the zone was Carter Amico. Dropped it off to Novotny, his backhander wide of the cage from the near wall. Coming around to Belusco, back down into the corner for Bergeron, up to the left point for Benson. Benson, left circle, shot drifted it well wide of the cage off the corner glass, stayed in the zone. Amico back down the wall to Benson. At the hash marks, he's watched by Wilson. Set down low, looking for Stewart, taken away by Simpson. Taken right back by Benson, fed into the circle. Then up to the point for Amico. Over to Benson. His shot blocked into the meshing by Jack Wilson. 1:40 into this first period, which is presented by Safehold. Phantoms have 4 home games here in the month of February, all of them against the Muskegon Lumberjacks. 3 of them this week, and then the school day game on February the 25th. And the Phantoms 2-2-1 against Muskegon so far through 5 games this year. Hextall wins the draw. Hamilton behind the cage to Thompson. BT up to the line. Redirect out to center by McKinnon. Taken away by Hudson. Ahead to the line was looking for Benson. He'll skate into it just below the hash marks along the near wall. His centering feed. Pinballing around came to Hamilton below the goal line. Tried to send it up to Jardine. Knocked away from him. And then back to the right point for Vukas. Back around to Stewart behind the cage. Stewart tried to feed it in front, blocked off by Thompson. Loose change grab by Hextall. And Hexie will put it over the glass, out of play, down into section 205 to my right. Face-off in the Youngstown zone, 17:49 left in the first. Be Hextall to take the draw against Berskans. Over to the wall. Controlled by Youngstown. Larioza held the zone back down the wall. Stewart stripped of the puck by Hextall. Over to Jardine, out to the neutral zone for Hextall. McKinnon ran into a man, came into the zone. Penalty call upcoming on Muskegon for interference. Dangerous moments there as Youngstown almost too many men on the ice, and then a pass drop back. Almost ended up in at least near their own cage as Trable had vacated for the extra attacker. Houston across the red line. Chips it down the right wing to himself, gets there first, fires around the kick plate to Hextall near side. Hextall down the wall and below the goal line for Rusinski. Rue over to the right half to Simpson. Down low to Hextall. Back to Simpson in the corner again. 6-on-5 right now. Delayed penalty situation. D near side for Tepley. To Jardine, left circle. Fed it through the low slot. Nobody touched it for Youngstown, but still alive. Houston to Simpson. Carries to the neutral zone. Simpson dropped it off for Rusinski. Down the right wall. Behind the cage. Back to Simpson. Back to Rusinski. Goal line extended up to the right point. For Houston to Tepley, right circle, Rusinski, shot looking for a redirect. It goes out of play right there at the edge of the blue paint, believe was Cooper Simpson, and now we will get that interference call on Muskegon. And the guilty party is Nathan Larioza. Phantoms get the first power play of the game, time of the penalty, 3:26. Youngstown power play, 27.4% is second in the USHL penalty kill for Muskegon. 79.2% is seventh. Youngstown power play against Muskegon this season, 5 for 18. It's 27.8%, so right around that season average. Face off to the left of Axelson. Won by Rusinski. Wilson walks the point across left circle. Hextall one-timer kicked out by Axelson, and the rebound cleared by the Jacks. Hextall looking to extend that scoring streak to 7 games with that one, as Rusinski carries ahead to the red line and the blue. Jardine couldn't feed it down the wall, taken away by Belusco and chipped down the ice. Trable from the goal line, quickly up ahead. Trying to time the zone entry there and doing it well was Jardine. As it's Jardine on the right half wall now. Down to the corner for Hextall, back to the line for Wilson. Jack walks the line, trades it over to Hextall. Jack, middle slot, shot, scores! Laissez bon temps rouler, Jack Hextall, his 14th goal of the season, puts Youngstown ahead 1-0. Time of the goal, 4:12. Not a whole lot to break down right there, as Wilson just gave it up to Hextall, who skated right into the high slot. Waited for Ryan Rusinski to create a screen on Axelson and ripped it home low through the 5-hole to put Youngstown ahead. Off the restart, Houston sends it out to the neutral zone, but offside on the zone entry are the Phantoms. 15:34 left. Check that, Dave Ferris told me puck was out of play. Face off back to center red. I was looking down at my computer. I took an educated guess. Hesh to take the draw against Bergeron. Won by Hesh over to Tepley. Gains the red line, but a little stick-on-stick contact there. Didn't get everything he wanted on that dump-in, and the Jacks will get control. Losing it at center was Bergeron. Ahead, Tepley, it rolled to him, but as he tried to send it out to center, his stick hit a Jack and trickled to Noringer. To Bergeron, off the skates of the lineman. Back to Noringer. He'll gather it in the half hole. Tried to center, stolen by Sasaki. Man stepping in. That was Novotny with a shot and a glove save by Travel. Novotny trying to corral that bouncing puck. Could not do it. Cleared to the line, kept by Noringer. Back down the wall, grabbed by Zemlichka. Put it through the skates of Cal Houston. Carries around the cage, trying to get away from Novotny. Played give and go with Tepley, and now it's Zemlichka through center. Zemlichka across centering feed, picked off by Benson. He'll try to come into the zone, but Murphy, the birthday boy, forces the man wide down the wall. It's Sanderson behind the cage. Drew Stewart, he'll come near side. Stewart, top of the right circle. Pulls up center point with a shot. Trable with a pad save. Rebound to Wilson, and Jack will lift it out to center. Glove down at the red line by Clares. Quickly back to the blue line for Sanderson. He'll chips it just wide of the cage, and Wilson will get there first in the right corner. Up the wall to Anderson. Logan out to center for Miller, who gets trucked from behind by Carter Amico. That's a clean hit, though. Puck down into the Muskegon end. And it's Belusco out to center for Benson. Lifted into the zone, glove down, somehow onside for Sanderson, but couldn't get it through the skates of Wilson. Trickling into the corner where Sanderson picked it up, tried to center, looking for Benson. It wouldn't go, kept it left point by Belusko. Now it's Benson, has it poked off his stick cleanly, and Miller will give it up to Svitov. Svitov through center as he tripped to the right wing corner into the zone. 1-on-3 right now, waiting for help as Amico takes the puck away from him. Cleared to the line just under the stick of Booz as it's back out to center. Jake Stewart tried to get into the zone, but it came to Booz, then Svitov ahead to Rusinski, couldn't get it deep. And it's Stewart into the zone, stripped of the puck cleanly by Thompson. D to D to Hamilton, over to Rusinski. Banked out to center, looking for Booz, could be icing, it will be. As Belusko just got there ahead of Lenny Booz, playing in his third game as a member of the Youngstown Phantoms, just in from Germany. Was a member of Dusseldorf EG. Goal and assist last weekend for Lenny. I believe he had an assist in his USHL debut and then a goal the next night. Rusinski to take the draw to the right of Trable. Will be opposed by Christ after the icing call. 13-15 left in the second. Christ with the face-off win. And Christ will poke it into the corner, trying to spin away from Rusinski. Christ with it. Tried to center, blocked by Rusinski, came back to him behind the cage, gave it up to Jonerheim, spun it up the near wall, but Rusinski got there first, played it to the line for Simpson, and then open ice for Thompson. Back to Simpson, down the near wall. Cooper, left hash marks. Teammates changing behind the play. Taken away by the Jacks below the goal, but Hextall stripped Jonerheim. Pinched off by Stewart. Worked it over to Booz. Bounces into the left corner. First one to it was Claire's, and he'll feed it up the wall to Thomas Maroon. Played ahead to Jonerheim. Backhanded into the corner. He's going to go for a line change, and Tepley will backhand it around the wall. Kept at the left point by Belusko. Over to Amico, but the pass out to center. Back to the red line into the zone for Norndra. Stripped to the puck by Houston. Poked out to center by Hextall, and ahead comes McKinnon. McKinnon in to the backhander, tried the 5-hole and couldn't beat Axelson. McKinnon looking to stay hot as Muskegon ices the puck. And that cannot be our immediate timeout because we have an icing whistle. So face-off to the left of Axelson after the icing whistle. 12:04 left in the first. Need to close the Zamboni doors. Puck is down. Muskegon with the face-off win. Fired out to center. This might be icing again. No. Getting around his man was Norringer. Beat Jack Wilson to the puck, and is Norringer with it. Wilson took him to the boards. Puck taken away by Jardine. Ahead to Hextall, and now over to Murphy. Carter into the zone. Dropped it behind him for McKinnon. Hit shot. Axelson made the save. Rebound back to McKinnon, but then he was knocked down from behind by Selski, and the Jacks get it back out to center. Bounces over Novotny, and Wilson will feed it ahead to Hextall. Into the zone to McKinnon. Tried to drop it off for Jardine. It's broken up by Muskegon, and they'll clear it back to center once more. Belusko crosses the red line and dumps it in. Trable checks over his shoulder, almost turned it over, but Thompson able to bump it back to the far corner for Wilson. Fed to the line for McKinnon and fired across near wall for Hextall. Jack into the zone. Thought Jardine was 3 feet offside there as Hextall's shot misses the cage. Jack's cleared back out to center. Hamilton puts it into his own bench. Now we will have our media timeout. 11:08 left in the first. Phantoms lead 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
.11:08 left in the first. Phantoms lead 1-0 power play goal for Jack Hextall. Jack Wilson and Evan Jardine with the assists now. 95 points in the USHL for Evan Jardine. Could become the 6th Phantom to reach the 100-point plateau with all of his points coming as a member of the Phantoms. Muskegon wins a neutral zone draw. Larioza back to Clares. D back to Larioza, out to center. For Benson from the red line, fires to the end wall. Trable backhanded up the near wall. Hesh will bank it off the window and out to center. Sanderson sticked it away from Zemlichka, and it's picked up by Benson. Into the zone, crisscrossing to the far side, chips it below the goal line. Thompson the first one to it. He'll send it up the far wall. Grabbed by Sasaki at the hash marks, back to Thompson. He'll play it off the wall to himself and then fire it out to center. Maybe icing the puck. No! Thought that Hesh was going to have the line to the puck, but at the last moment, Clares cut to the inside to draw the icing whistle. 10:31 left in the first. Again, 1-0 Youngstown. Shots on goal for the game, 3-2 in favor of the Phantoms. Face off to the left of Trable. It'll be Hesh to take the draw against Burzkans. Face-off warning on Hesh. Hesh won the face-off and knocked down for his trouble. Thompson around the cage to the far side and out to center, looking for Sasaki, but broken up by Belusco, who's knocked down from behind by Sasaki, and then Hesh pretty blatantly tripped, and Valley Center crowd wants a call. Nothing coming as Hamilton tried to feed Sasaki out to center, but broken up by Burzkans. Ricocheted back to Belusco, D to Amico. Fired ahead now for Stewart. Into the zone down the left side, spun at the left circle. Stewart between the circles for an oncoming Belusco. His one-timer kicked out by Trable. Rebound out to the neutral zone. It's Jake Stewart, and penalty behind the play. I think Carter Amico getting called for a slash in the neutral zone. Phantoms back to the power play on the other side of the media timeout. 9:52 left in the first. All right, we're going to keep it here. Face-off to the left of Axelson. Rusinski to take the draw. And he'll win that draw. Right point Wilson. He'll skate center point. Wilson eyes the cage. Shot missed the net. To the right half wall, Simpson. Back to the line for Wilson. Bounce it over into the left corner. Grabbed by the Jackson. It's Chris in front of his bench. And he will whip it down the ice. Phantoms hustled back as Cooper Simpson took a pretty dirty hit in front of the Jacks bench. Could have been a spear, but right now play continues as Hextall tripped up at the left point. Play stays alive. Wilson to Jardine. Right circle, Hextall. Center point, Wilson. Simpson. Side of the cage, Rusinski, as he gets shoved pretty hard into the end wall by Belusco, and they're going to get him for a board. Actually, check from behind looks like is going to be the call. As on this shift, the Lumberjacks chose violence, and right there it caught up with them. So Phantoms, 1:13 upcoming of a 5-on-3 power play. And I see Cal Kafuk looking at the iPad. Youngstown may challenge for a major penalty here because I think Cooper Simpson took a spear. Or maybe a butt end, one of the two. Nope, okay. Problem is that it happened right in front of the Muskegon bench. I'm here to tell you it was a dirty hit, but because of where the cameras are located, they are behind the Muskegon bench. If they were opposite, that would be a pretty clear look at that, but unfortunately I don't think that's going to work out here for Youngstown, but they do get the 5-on-3 on the checking from behind penalty, and they win the faceoff. Hextall, center point. Side of the goal for Rusinski. Forced off of his stick, and he'll have to hustle out to the neutral zone for it. Sends it far side for Wilson. And Jack from the red line tried to give it right back to Rusinski and said he'll send it over to Hextall. Turns his back to it and then gives it up to Rusinski. Rue in the corner. Left half wall for Hextall. Across Wilson. Fakes the one-timer. Side of the goal for Simpson. Across to Hextall. To Rusinski, back to Hextall, across Simpson. One-timer, glove save by Axelson, and the rebound cleared. 30 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Hextall to Simpson, to Rusinski. Rue behind him to Jardine. Over to Wilson. 15 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Hextall. Across, Wilson, one-timer, missed the cage. Hextall, side of the cage, Rusinski. Left circle. Across, Wilson, skate to stick. Wilson, right circle. 3 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Rusinski, 5-on-3 is over. Across, Wilson, eyes the cage, right circle. Miko's out of the box. Wilson, center point to Rusinski, cuts through traffic. Rusinski eyes the cage, in front, redirected by Jardine, they score! Boom, shakalaka boom, Evan Jardine. With his 23rd power play goal in his Phantom career, breaks the Phantoms team record, and Youngstown leads 2-0. Time of the goal, 12:19. Congratulations to Evan Jardine, the 23rd power play goal of his USHL career, and now 96 points for Evan as we are back to action. Into the defensive zone for Youngstown. Tepley takes it away and sends it over to Houston. Cal down the ice. Zemlichka knocked his man off the puck. That was Vukas. Down in the corner. Through Hesh came to Sasaki. Kaz fought through the check of Novotny. It's pretty well tangled up, I think, by Novotny. Puck forced to the line. Hesh couldn't hold the zone. Pinballing around and settles down for Zemlichka. Stripped of the puck by Novotny at the red line. Dropped it back to Hudson, over to Bergeron, across over to Benson, but offside are the Lumberjacks, and we will have our media timeout. 6:54 left in the first. Youngstown leads 2-0. Listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
.654 left in the first. Youngstown leads 2-0. Power play goals for Jack Hextall and Evan Jardine. And again for Jarge, the 23rd power play goal of his career, which sets a new Phantoms record. As Muskegon won the neutral zone, draw fired into the Youngstown end, around to the left corner. Anderson pulls it out of the scrum, sending it out towards Svitov, who had to duck quickly under the check of the oncoming Carter Amico. Sanderson ahead to Christ into the zone. Shot right to the belly of Trable. He'll stick it down and cover. And as you heard there again from PA announcer John Tonko, most power play goals in Phantoms history now belongs to Evan Jardine. Anderson wins the defensive zone draw. Thompson behind the cage was looking for Hamilton. Jack catches up to it in the right wing corner. Couldn't clear, however. Bounced it right off of Benson. Back down into the corner. Sanderson to Benson. Poked it back to the corner. Anderson battling with Sanderson. Puck just changing hands multiple times here. Tried to feed it up to the point. Sticked out to center by Svitov. Fired right back in by Larioza. Jacks need to touch up here as Trable sends it over to Thompson. BT slowing things down behind the change while the Phantoms change up the forwards. Hamilton across to Anderson. Out to the red line for McKinnon. Chipped into the zone but couldn't get it deep past Larioza. Jonerheim sends it out to the neutral zone. Grabbed by Thompson there. Across to Murphy. Gains the red line and dumps it in. Axelson couldn't stop it behind the cage. It came up the wall to Jardine. To McKinnon in the right circle. Bumped off the puck and Muskegon will have control. It's Stewart. Red line and blue into the zone. Watched by Adams. Ducks under the check. Regathers in the right corner. Fed it around to the left side. McKinnon. Bounced it over to Hextall. Murphy looked like he took a high stick, but play continues. Hextall to the neutral zone, to Jardine. Was stripped of the puck by Vukas, and Muskegon could not get back on the attack as the forwards were changing. Now it's Adams with it. Out to the red line for Hextall. Jack backs his way into the zone, but offside were McKinnon and Jardine with 4:57 left in the first. 15:03 into this first period. Shots just 4 aside. Youngstown, however, scored on 2 of their 4 shots. Hextall to take the neutral zone draw against Stewart. And Hextall with the face-off win, but Houston couldn't knock it ahead. Instead, it's McKinnon able to bump it back to Houston. DD to Tepley out to the red line for Hextall, who will redirect it into the zone. Bounces just wide of the cage, and Axelson sets it up for Hudson. Past Vukas, up to the right point. Kept by Houston, fired intentionally wide. Came to Jardine, tried to whack it up the wall, but getting in the way of that was Blanchard. Played out to center. Blanchard, after pinballed off a couple players, able to regather and force it into the right wing corner, but Tepley there to knock him down and slow down the play. Poke behind the cage to Hextall, around the net to the far side, brings it to the blue line, then drops it back for Houston. Cal to the red line, to Jardine, tried to turn and fire, but it actually hit the ankle of Belusco, came back to Houston, and he'll dump it in. Phantoms, however, changing behind the play, and Muskegon will play it out to the neutral zone. Novotny stripped of the puck by Rusinski, pinballed off of Booz and back to Murphy. Dropped back to Wilson, out to the red line for Rusinski. Tried to go skate to stick, but lost the puck and ricocheted back to Wilson in his own zone. Almost stripped of the puck by Norger, able to play it out to center for Simpson. Cooper gloved it down and carried ahead for Booz. Right side, fitted across looking for Rusinski, but off of a Muskegon stick and back down into the Youngstown zone. Murphy quickly back ahead, trying to maybe catch Muskegon with too many men on the ice. I think he did. Yes, the linesman calling Muskegon for too many men on the ice. What a play by Murphy. Youngstown will head right back to the power play. They're 2 for 2 tonight. Time of the too many men on the ice call, 16:30. Heading over to serve the penalty is number 13, Victor Noringer. Face off to the left of Axelson. Rusinski to take the draw. And he will win that face-off. Jacks, however, stripped the man of the puck, and they will get it down the ice. I think that was Simpson who was battling for it. As behind the cage, it is Trable. Sends it over to Hextall, back around the wall to Wilson. Couldn't take it cleanly. So it bounced to Rusinski. A little trouble fishing it off the wall, and then got it back to Wilson. Now the captain ahead to the line. Redirected in by Jardine, came around to the left corner. Blanchard turned his back to the play, bumped it over to Amico, who got the clear. Trable to Wilson, ahead to the line for Rusinski. Kept at the right point by Wilson. Over to Simpson. Left corner. Back to the line for Wilson. Top of the right circle for Rusinski. Back to Wilson, center point. Back to the captain, then Simpson. Top of the left circle to Hextall, left side. 1:03 left in the power play for Youngstown. Center point for Rusinski. Rue turns and fires right to the belly of Axelson, who holds. Might get something we didn't see now on the first two Phantoms power plays. We're going to get the second power play unit. Is actually, I want to check that Youngstown 2 for 3 on the power play coming into this one. Did not click on a 5-on-3, but were able to take advantage on the back half of that when it went back to 5-on-4. So Youngstown 2 for 3 on the power play so far right now in the middle of their fourth power play of this first period. 2:29 left. As Muskegon wins the faceoff and gets the clear. Hit a seam in the boards as Trable had gone behind the net. Luckily that one didn't bounce toward the blue paint. Booze over to Murphy. To McKinnon. Gains the red line, gave it up to Sasaki. Kaz tried to leave it to the top of the circle, taken away by Thomas Maroon, and shoveled down the ice with 30 seconds left in the power play for Youngstown. Murphy around the cage. To McKinnon. Malachi protected the puck, banked into the zone. Phantoms are offside and could not hear the linesman. Puck touched by Zemlichka, and the faceoff will be right in front of the Jacks bench with 20 seconds left in the power play. .150 left in the first. Phantoms lead 2-0. Shots on goal 6-5 in favor of Youngstown. Hesh wins the faceoff cleanly. Murphy over to Houston. Hesitates. Tried to get it in, but right to the skates of Larioza. He's able to fish it out from between his legs and get the clear down to the Youngstown end. Murphy quickly ahead to the line. Was looking for Sasaki. He had it taken away by Larioza. One more clear, and now Noringer out of the box. He was serving the too many men on the bench minor, and Muskegon back to full strength. Trable sets it up for Murphy. Over to Hesh. Through the legs of Sasaki and grabbed by Vukas. Carries around the cage to the near side, knocked off the puck. Quick shot by Zemlichka wide of the cage from the near wall. Kept in at the right side by Hesh for a moment, but now the Jacks play it back out to center. Noringer crisscrossing with Novotny. His shot wide of the cage. And that one off the end wall, still in play. A crossover to left point for Clares, and his one-time full slapper right to the glove of Trable, who holds with 57.7 seconds left in this first period. Faceoff will be to the right of Trable. It'll be Hextall to take the draw against Burskans. Hextall wins the draw cleanly. Houston got to it first in the corner. Around the wall past Tepley. Came to Jardine. Bumped it back to Tepley in the corner. Up the middle, McKinnon just able to get it out to center. Tepley forcing it north as Hextall able to beat out Vukas for it, but couldn't get it deep, and the Jacks send it right back into the neutral zone. Rolled down to Tepley, to the red line for McKinnon. Tried a cross-corner dump, hit a stick, and came to Hextall. Jack past Vukas into the circle for McKinnon. McKinnon, little bit of a hook, but able to work it to the right corner for Jardine. Up to the point for Houston with 25. Left point, Tepley. Across, looking for Jardine. Pass was deflected, but Jard's able to play it down into the corner. Came to Vukas. He spun away from McKinnon, worked it behind the net to Clares, and up the wall for Benson. Cross-ice feed for Novotny. Tried the give and go with Stewart, bouncing puck off the side of the cage. Tepley to the rebound with 2 seconds and 1. And that will do it for the first period. At the end of 20 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms lead the Muskegon Lumberjacks 2-0. Shots on goal for the game, 6-6. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. And when we come back, we will have the first intermission report here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8500. 832.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes to play, the Youngstown Phantoms lead the Muskegon Lumberjacks by the score of 2-0. Shots on goal in the first period, 6-6. Phantoms got on the board at the 4:12 mark, a power play goal for Jack Hextall. His 14th goal of the season. Jack Wilson and Evan Jardine with the assists. At 12:19, it was a power play goal for Jardine, his 18th of the season. Ryan Rusinski and Jack Wilson with the assist. And with that power play goal for Jardine was the 23rd of his USHL career, which gave him the most power play goals ever by a Youngstown Phantom. He had been tied with Shane LaChance, but now Jardine sits atop that number all by himself. Of course, Jards may need to keep an eye on his rearview mirror as Ryan Rusinski, only 3 behind him, 20 career power play goals for the Phantoms captain. Jardine also with 2 points in that period, now 96 in his USHL career. Phantoms were 2 for 4 on the power play in that first period. Nathan Larioza called for interference at 3:26. Carter Miko called for slashing at 10:08. Adam Belusco called for checking from behind at 10:55. Phantoms did not convert on the 5-on-3, but did convert on the back half of that penalty to Belusco. And then the Jacks also caught with too many men on the ice at 16:30. Muskegon able to kill that one off. Carl Axelson has stopped 4 out of 6. Tobias Trebel has stopped 6 out of 6. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Watch this. Let's face it, what a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
I'm scared of you guys. I'm scared of you.
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms! Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause there's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day, put a little play in your day.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket? Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put the ring look like that.
Yeah, it's...
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put the ring look like that.
Yeah, it's selfish.
I think it's actually to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash.
Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood locations to have this car looking shiny key.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center. First intermission report. Phantoms lead the Jacks 2-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Starting here in the USHL, Dubuque leads Team USA 1-0. Halfway through the first period in Waterloo, Blackhawks and the Steel are scoreless. All the rest of the games getting underway in about 15 minutes. Madison will be in Fargo to take on the Force. Sioux Falls travels south to Omaha. Lincoln will be in Green Bay to take on the Gamblers, and the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders will take on the Des Moines Buccaneers. Check out the men's Olympic hockey scores from today. Finland beats Sweden 4-1. Slovakia 3-2 winners over Italy. Czechia 6-3 winners over France, and Canada takes down Switzerland 5-1. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Stonehill beat Long Island 3-1. Robert Morris and Niagara tied at 3 minutes into the third period. Holy Cross leads Canisius 3-1 first intermission. Final minute of the first, Bentley and Sacred Heart are scoreless. Michigan and Penn State tied at 3 halfway through regulation in Ann Arbor. Wisconsin leads Ohio State 3-0 at the end of the first down in Columbus. Minnesota leads Notre Dame 2-0 at the end of the first in South Bend. Brown leads Harvard 1-0 end of the first. Cornell and RPI are scoreless minute into the second. Colgate leads Union 4-1 halfway through the first. Dartmouth leads Yale 2-1, second period just underway. UConn leads Maine 1-0 first intermission. Boston College up 2-1 over Merrimack, final 90 seconds of the first. New Hampshire leads Boston University 2-1 at the first intermission. Northeastern up 2-1 over Providence first intermission. UMass Lowell and Vermont tied at 1 at the first intermission. Western Michigan leads Arizona State 3-1, 90 seconds left in the first. Ferris State leads Northern Michigan 1-0, 5 minutes left in the first. Michigan Tech and Lake Superior are scoreless at the first intermission. And that'll do it for our out-of-town scoreboard and first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, second period action between Muskegon and Youngstown here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day, put a little play in your day.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall off the bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the second period. Phantoms lead the Lumberjacks 2-0. Shots on goal in the first 6-6. Phantoms been leading after one this year, 16-1-1. Jacks when trailing after one, 5-7-0. Hesh against Christ in the face-off circle. And you can roll for initiative. The second period is underway. Christ kicks it free of the face-off dot. Back to Lariosa. DD declares and banked ahead looking for Yonerheim. He'll catch up to it short of the icing line. Tried to cycle it back to Thomas Maroon. Broken up by Tepley. Yonerheim took it away from Houston. Trying to come back to the far side. Lost the puck and then took delivered a big hit against Cal Houston, who, however, got the puck down the ice. Sasaki chipped it into the Muskegon zone, clears up the wall to Zemlichka. His centering feed broken up by Thomas Maroon, who will skate it ahead. Gains the red line and the blue into the Youngstown end. Centering feed broken up by Mate Tepley. Puck to Hesh. Then turned it over. Amico, right half wall. Send it into the corner. Trickled to Cal Houston, however. Tepley will send it up the near wall. Cut off by Belusco. Center point to Amico. His shot wide of the cage. Rebound to the side of the net. Bergeron couldn't find it. Hesh will grab it. Send it far corner for Houston. Banked ahead to center. Was looking for Sasaki. Broken up by Amico. He'll bring it back into the zone. Fed it into the slot. Pinballing around. Got it to Amico, who put it right to the belly of Trable, who holds. Very impressive opening shift of the second period for Muskegon. 1:13 into the second period, which is presented by number 1 Cochrane. But Youngstown not able to do much for possession there in the opening 73 seconds. It'll be Bergeron to take the draw against Rusinski to the left of Trable. Face-off controlled by the Jacks. Hudson pokes it to the right wing corner. Bergeron trying to help it along, but Wilson will get there, send it off the glass and out to the line. Simpson will stick it ahead to Booz, and now over to Rusinski. Rue into the zone. His shot off the blocker of Axelson and into the meshing. Offensive zone draw upcoming for Youngstown. I imagine to the right of Axelson, who stopped 4 out of 6 in that first period. Axelson, 2-1-0 against Youngstown this year, 135 goals against, 940 save percentage in 3 games. Stewart's take the draw against Rusinski. And it is Drew Stewart with the face-off win. Clares banked it ahead out to center for Benson, gained the red line, and chipped it high in the air to the left wing corner. Sanderson there looking for it against Murphy. He picked up by Stewart, feeds it up to the left point for Larioza. Larioza, top of the left circle, his shot well wide of the cage, off the corner boards and out to center. Clares back into his own end for it. Send it back over to Larioza. He'll drop behind his net, set up the breakout for the Jacks. 2 minutes gone in the second. Youngstown leads 2-0. Larioza out to the red line, off the stick of Sanderson to the side of the cage. Trable will stick it down, and we grab by Wilson. Jack setting things up for his team's breakout. Phantoms look like they're going to change the forwards up. As it's out to Rusinski. Fed to the neutral zone for McKinnon. Drop behind him to Jardine. Jardine, a shot, stick save by Axelson. Rebound in the corner. Jardine got there. Stripped of the puck by Stewart. Fed it up the wall to Benson. Couldn't clear. McKinnon poked it back toward the end wall, but grabbed by Amico, who comes near side, spinning away from Hextall. Feeds it across over to Selski. Off a stick at center. They're going to say no icing. Must have been a Youngstown stick as Trable plays it up the far corner. Ahead of Hamilton, but it did roll to McKinnon. Played into the slot. Blanchard couldn't get a clean play on it, but it came back to the line for Jake Stewart's shot, which was blockered out by Trable. Rebound into the right corner. 3 minutes gone in the second. 2-0 Youngstown. Blanchard battling for it. Took a big hit from behind. Youngstown just took their first penalty. And here it's Belusco faking a shot as Axelson heads to the bench for the extra attacker. There's the touch by Hextall. And cross-checking actually the call. And we will see who the guilty party is for Youngstown. Looks like heading over to the box is Jack Hamilton. Time of the penalty, 3:13. Penalty kill for Youngstown, 86% on the season, second in the league. Power play for Muskegon, 22.2%, eighth in the league. Power play for the Jacks against Youngstown this year, 3 for 19, which is 15.8%. Face off to the left of Trable. Stewart to take the draw against Rusinski. Still loose in the circle. Trickled to Jack Wilson. Carries around the cage. Now just settling down, killing time, and fires out to center for Rusinski. Couldn't take the pass cleanly, however, and it's going to be grabbed by Noringer, who will retreat into his own zone. Carries around his cage and then dropped it behind the net for Amico. Amico, red line, then over to Noringer. Across into the slot, they're looking for Benson, but he couldn't pull the trigger as it trickled into the corner. Rusinski backhanded up to the point, kept by Noringer, fed over to Amico. Center point, left side, Noringer, shot blocked by Wilson, bounced right back up, but couldn't get the clear. Benson with it. Back to the point for Noringer. Side of the cage for Novotny. To Noringer, up to the point for Amico. Amico walks the blue line. Slips it over to Stewart. Side of the cage was looking for Novotny. Getting his stick on it was Houston, who gets the clear. Halfway home on the power play as Axelson sets it up for Amico. Dropped it behind him to Blanchard. Blanchard, Burzcans, Christ, Clares, and Sanderson out for the Jacks. And it's Clares across the red line and chipped it into the zone. Side of the cage, grabbed by Trable. He will fire it around the dasher. Came to Hextall. Bumped it back to Murphy, who gets the clear. Pretty little touch play there for Hextall and Murphy as Axelson sets it up for Blanchard. Now Clares. Across over to Burscans and into the zone. But offside, or the Muskegon Lumberjacks with 19 seconds left in the power play. 15:06 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-0. Shots on goal for the game, 8-8. Face-off near side, just outside the Muskegon blue, the Youngstown blue, and it'll be Rusinski to take the draw against Burscans. And Rusinski won that draw. Tepley tried to clear, popped up in the air, came back to him, and at least got it out to center. Far side for Blanchard with 10 seconds left in the power play. Puck taken away by the Phantoms, but it dropped back to Clares at the red line. Across and over to Christ. Christ got around Tepley, around the cage to the far side, as Hamilton is out of the box. Fed up to the right point for Blanchard. He'll step down the wall and feed it to Burscans. Tried to walk to the net, stripped of the puck, and Hamilton turned his back to the play, trying to work it up the far wall. Pulled out of the scrum by the Jacks, fed over to the near side for Larioza. Cross point to Clares. Right half hole for Burscans. His shot off the glove of Trable. Rebound to Christ. Behind the goal line, he's lost the puck to Murphy. Came around to Rusinski, but he couldn't clear. Centering feed, looking for a crashing Yonerheim. That would not go. Larioza to the rebound. Tried to send it down low. Tepley overskated slightly, and Yonerheim will pick it up. Pinned to the inboards by Murphy. Pulled out of the scrum, came up the near side. Rusinski cleared to the line, and penalty on the play. Interference will be the call. We'll find out the guilty party on the other side of the media timeout. 13:56 left in the second. Youngstown leads 2-0. Listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Monte Tepley called for boarding. Youngstown right back to the kill. And time of the penalty, 6:04. Phantoms got caught there after the kill. Couldn't get any fresh bodies on the ice, and Tepley ends up taking the penalty here. Muskegon wins the faceoff to start the power play. Amico, center point, over to Stewart. Side of the cage for Novotny, couldn't take the pass cleanly. Houston got a touch on it, but it's grabbed back by Noringer. To Benson, up to the point for Amico. Walks the blue lines, feeds it to Stewart. Side of the cage for Novotny. Missed the pass again, but around to the weak side came to Noringer, who missed it, and Hesch will backhand it down and I think into the Phantoms bench. Look out, Coach Ward. Don't want any more stitches for Coach, who got quite a few. I think it was 2 years ago, took a puck to the head. Rusinski to take the draw against Stewart. 26 seconds gone on the power play. Rusinski wins the draw cleanly into the corner, grabbed by Houston, up the window and down the ice. Tough job to get it past a leaping Carter Amico there along the near wall. Amico standing at 6'5", the draft pick of the Philadelphia Flyers. Stewart, red line in blue into the zone, fired around the kick plate, came to Wilson near side, but couldn't get clean possession and clear, but Noringer bobbled the puck at the point, and the Phantoms will force it back into the Jacks' end. Halfway gone on the kill for the Phantoms. Amico. Red line in blue into the zone down the left side. Fired around to the left corner. Great body position by Hextall to slow things down in the corner. Pried free of the scrum, however, by the Jacks. Novotny across for Stewart. A shot, he scored. Drew Stewart, 20th goal of the season, gets the Lumberjacks on the board. It's 2-1, time of the goal, 7:24. As Stewart had a little time and space in the left circle. And was able to pick his spot on Trable, and he converted. Looks like he went high glove on Trable as Wilson went to block the shot. Phantoms control the draw. Ahead off of Svitov and down into the Jack zone. Axelson spins it up the far side to Vukas. Bumped by Anderson again. Puck kept in the zone by Miller. Came around to the right side. Grabbed by Svitov behind the cage for Anderson. Logan up to the point for Hamilton. Jack turns and fires. Missed the cage. Thompson hustles over to the wall to keep it alive. Came to Miller. Across. Hamilton. Shot just missed the cage. Great look there for Hamilton as he tried to go high glove. And here Thompson puts it into the Muskegon bench. 11:59 left in the second period. Jack's just on the board, 2-1. 3 power play goals here tonight. Rusinski to take the center ice draw against Christ. Rusinski will win that draw. It actually bounced in on Trable. He will set it up for Hamilton, carries around the cage, try to feed it up the near wall, but Chris kept it in the zone for Muskegon. Hamilton got to it, fed it out to the neutral zone, but unable to take it cleanly was Simpson. Jonerheim back on the attack, sent into the right wing corner for Christ. Over to the left side, Booze. Touch it to Simpson, to Hamilton, back to Simpson. Cooper, stick handling, got it out to center. To Booze, touch ahead to Rusinski. Rusinski hooked down and whipped into the goaltender. Danny Clare is going to get called for holding Youngstown to the power play. Great job by Rusinski to put the man on his left hip and try to make him make a play. Clare's pleading his case to the linesman. But pretty clear holding call there, drawn by the Phantoms captain. Youngstown to their 5th power play of the game. And we're just at the halfway point of regulation. Face off to the left of Axelson, Rusinski, Hextall, Jardine, Wilson, and Simpson. For the Jacks, Blanchard, Stewart, Belusco, and Vukas. Rusinski wins the draw. Simpson up to Wilson. Jack walks the blue line. Over to Simpson. Little bobble through the legs and grabbed ahead by Stewart. He's coming in a shorthanded break. Stewart bobbled. Stewart off the post and then it's in. Drew Stewart, her 2nd goal of the period, ties the game shorthanded on a bobble near the point. Cooper Simpson lost it. He poked it out to center. And then Stewart on a deke just kind of pushed it forward. Threw a changeup on Trable. I think it hit the post initially, went off the back of his leg and in. So we get a look at the replay. Just the 2nd shorthanded goal of the season for Muskegon, the 6th the Phantoms have surrendered. And we're all tied at 2. Phantoms control the draw. Murphy to Booze as the 2nd power play unit's out. Zemlichka into the zone, back to Booze. Booze around the wall, over to Sasaki. Poked out to center by Blanchard and down the ice. Jacks get the clear and they'll go to the line change. 1:15 left in the power play. Murphy to Booze off a stick. It's grabbed by Bergeron. Bergeron, top of the left circle, he'll spin, center it over to Sanderson. Sharp angle shot, big pad save for Trable, grabbed by Zemlichka. He'll skate into it at center. Fired into the zone, Axelson stops it behind the cage, and he's going to clear it up to the line. Murphy down to a knee to keep it in the zone. But Zemlichka's pass across the ice out to center. McKinnon will backtrack for it. Phantoms all out of sorts right now. Murphy carries ahead, 40 seconds left in the power play. Splits a pair, gets back to the puck. McKinnon up to the point for Rusinski, but pass was offline, and Rue will backtrack to the neutral zone. Spins in front of the Jacks bench. Now back into his own zone. 25 seconds left in the power play. Simpson into the zone, over to the near wall for Jardine. Center point Wilson walks the blue line. 15 seconds left in the power play. Simpson, top of the right circle, top of the left circle for Hextall. Back to the blue line. Hextall, right dot to Rusinski. One-timer blocker saved by Axelson. Up to the point for Wilson. 3 seconds left in the power play. Rusinski, side of the cage. Jardine tried to back his way across and feed Hextall. It wouldn't go. And now out of the box is Danny Clears. But he does not have a breakaway as the Phantoms got back to challenge. Trable with the initial stop there as a centering feed came from Muskegon. And Trable doing a split on the goal line kept that one out. Amico into the zone, but offside are the Lumberjacks, and we will have a media timeout. 9:03 left in the second. We're all tied at 2. Listen to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County in Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WIDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
.903 left in the second. We're tied at 2. Shots on goal for the game, 13-9 in favor of Muskegon. Jacks out shooting the Phantoms 7-3 here in the period. Phantoms win a neutral zone draw. Houston over to Tepley. Gains the red line back to Houston into the zone. Cal right circle shot. Axelson save. Rebound just past Jakob Hesch. Cleared to the line, kept by Tepley. Down the wall, Zemlichka couldn't take the pass. Came behind the cage to Belusko, over to Novotny. Cross ice far side for Noringer. Red line and blue into the zone. Back to Bergeron. Tried to center, hit a phantom stick, came behind the cage. Hesch will catch up to it in the left corner. Gave it back to Houston. Turned it right back over. Centering feed just past Novotny, but he was able to touch it over to Sanderson. Back to the line for Belusko. His shot off the blocker of Trable and into the meshing. .824 now left in the second. Face-off will be to the right of Trable. And it'll be Stewart, who has both Muskegon goals, take the face-off against Jack Hextall. Actually going to kick Hextall out of the circle. And Jardine will step in to take the draw. Jardine with the face-off win. Tepley around the cage, off the far boards and out to center, looking for Hextall, but couldn't take it cleanly. Gets back to a knee. Has it to McKinnon. Shot bounced on the cage, and Axelson had to make a reflex save. Back in front. Hextall tried to drop it behind him, but Jardine was going the other direction. Benson out to center. Pass stolen by Tepley to Jardine to Hextall. Into the zone. Jardine stripped of the puck. Stewart knocked it out to center, but right to Cal Houston. To Jardine, back to Houston. D over to Tepley, far side. Stick the head into the zone. Jardine swipes it into the corner. Getting there first was Hudson. Tried to send it up the far wall. McKinnon blocked it off. Down to Jardine in the corner. Centering feed past Hextall up the middle and down the ice. Trable to the hash marks and bumps it to Tepley. D to Houston. Fired ahead across the red line to McKinnon. And Malachi will chip it to the middle of the ice. Glove down by Clares, and he'll fire ahead to the Youngstown line. Blanchard couldn't find Jake Stewart. Phantoms clear it back out to center. McKinnon dumps it in and heads off for a change. Axelson up the far wall, just past Anderson. Svitov couldn't hold the zone as it came to Blanchard. Out to center off of Jake Stewart. Bounced to Thompson, fired around the cage to Hamilton. Up the wall, Svitov couldn't clear as bodies falling all over the place in the right wing corner. Hamilton fires it around the wall, was looking for Thompson. Jacks got there first, but Miller took it away. Back to Thompson. He's knocked off the puck by Blanchard. In the left wing corner, Thompson takes him to the boards with 6:50 left in the second. We're tied at 2. Around over to the right side, and then backhanded down low by Burzkans. Jacks looking for a penalty, nothing coming as Larioza's shot blocked in front of the blue paint, came over to the right side, grabbed by Anderson, across over to the near side for Thompson. He couldn't take the pass. Dump around by Yonerheim. Hit his stanchion, came right to Thompson, and slipped out to center by Svitov. Battle in front of the Muskegon bench. Grabbed by the Jackson, fired in as one of the linesmen took a tumble. Trable stopped it behind the cage, and he'll shove it up the far wall, but it's going to be corralled by Yonerheim. Walks the blue line. Tried to center, but a diving Braden Thompson blocked off that as Youngstown gets it out to center. Booz from the red line drops it back to Anderson. Ahead to Simpson into the zone. Simpson, far side. Cooper at the hash marks. Being watched by Selski up to the point to Wilson. He'll start the cycle to Booz behind the net. Tried to slip it up the middle, but past Simpson and Murphy and out to center. Murphy ahead to the line into the zone for Rusinski. Now over to Booz, but couldn't dance around Selski. The puck rolled into the corner. Up the wall to Belusco. He couldn't clear either, but was able to poke it back to Selski. Fired around the kick plate to the far side. Thomas Maroon over to Christ in the middle of the ice with 5:30 left in the second. We're tied at 2. Christ into the zone for Thomas Maroon, for Novotny, fanned on the shot. Youngstown able to get it at least as far as the red line. Sasaki denied the line, but it came back to Simpson. He'll fire to the right wing corner. Youngstown going to start a line change here. Belusco around the boards over to Amico, far corner. Up to Noringer, but it bounced over his stick and came to Wilson at the red line. To Murphy. Couldn't dump it in. Came back to Murphy after pinballing off a couple of sticks. And now Carter will get it deep, and it comes to Carter Amico, who will backhand it up the near wall. Belusco couldn't clear. Grabbed out of his skates over by Bergeron to Novotny. Kept at the line by Sasaki. Amico over to the right corner for Belusco. Up the wall to Novotny, out to center for Noringer. Into the Youngstown zone, behind him to Amico. Centering feed, looking for a redirect by Bergeron. It wouldn't go. Vukas kept the line down into the corner for Bergeron. Bergeron bumped down by Houston, who looked over his shoulder to see if the ref had raised his arm, but play continues. Houston into the zone for Sasaki. Back to Houston. Behind him for Zemlichka, who had kind of broken off his attack at the net, unfortunately. Now it's the Jacks with it. Vukas off the window and out to center, but couldn't find Benson. It's grabbed by Tepley and played ahead. Hextall, shot, missed the cage, just over the shoulder of Axelson, was trying to pick the top corner. Tepley stripped of the puck at center by Stewart, and now ahead for Sanderson. Back to Stewart, whipped across, was looking for Benson, stolen by the Phantoms, and it'll be McKinnon to the neutral zone. Softly off the window, no icing here. Vukas has to play it around over to Clares with 3:35 left in the second. We're tied at 2. Stewart through center. Drew Stewart, spinorama, dropped it behind him, broken up by Jardine. Shot on the cage by Sanderson. Pinballed around, but wide of the net. Skated out of danger by Wilson, and he will chip it deep into the left wing corner. McKinnon takes his man to the wall. That's Larioza. To Jardine. Up to the left point, looking for Wilson. He couldn't hold the zone, and down the ice it goes. Trable will grab it in the right circle and set it up for Wilson with 3:05 left in this middle frame. Hextall redirects it into the Muskegon end. Clares around the wall, cut off by Miller. Up the boards to Murphy. Carter, step center point. His shot wide of the cage. Thought there might have been a hook there on Carter's hands as he was trying to get the trigger pulled. Now it's Murphy again. Over to Wilson. A shot off the helmet of Axelson and out to center. Murphy lost his footing and in comes Blanchard. Blanchard in to the, tried to make a deke and then tried to bank it in off of Trable. Neither one of those worked. And we stay tied at 2 with 2:30 left in the second. Jardine pried it out of the scrum, bounced it on the cage. Axelson a little trouble with it, but it's wide of the net. Jonerheim over to Vukas. Out to center, touch ahead by Jonerheim. Couldn't get it deep, denied the line by Thompson. But now BT stripped of the puck. It'll trickle behind the cage. Grabbed by Hamilton. Sent it around the wall and out to center. Off a Muskegon stick, so no icing, as Axelson will set it up behind the cage for Vukas with 1:55 left in this second period. Amico. Over to Jonerheim. Puck forced back into the Muskegon end. Vukas around the cage trying to get past Booz. He'll spin in the right corner and work it back through Amico to Thomas Maroon. Back to Amico now near side for Vukas. Up ahead looking for Christ. No icing here as Thompson will backhand it around Hamilton. Will take a whack at it and be kept at the right point. No, it was not kept at the right point by Novotny. It's down into the Muskegon end. Booz the first one to it. Into the zone 1-on-4 while the team changes. Booz up towards Simpson at the point, but it bounced out to the neutral zone for Houston. D to Tepley and back ahead to Booz. He'll chip it to the left wing corner. Belusco, first one to it. Up the far wall to Thomas Maroon. Off of Bergeron and behind him to Novotny. Across the ice trying to find Benson. It wouldn't go. Tepley ahead off of Booz into Simpson. Cooper, a shot off the stick of Axelson. With less than a minute remaining in the second period, we're tied at 2. Bergeron through center to Novotny. Tried to get it to Benson, but that pass would not go. It's out to the line, and Simpson will knock it ahead for Sasaki. Kaz forced below the goal line by Larioza. And from his knees, tried to play it to the left point, but nobody there for Youngstown. Wilson back in the neutral zone for it with 30 seconds left in the period. Houston back to Wilson. Banked ahead to Zemlichka. He'll dump it into the left wing corner. Axelson helps it along, but kept by Sasaki. Centering feed. Zemlichka with it. Couldn't do anything with it with the defender the goaltender out of position. Here a cross point pass for Wilson. Out to center, then down into the Youngstown zone. Murphy fanned on the clearing attempt, but did end up bouncing it out to center on the second effort. Zemlichka in the zone with 3 seconds. Zemlichka, 2-1, got the shot away, but stopped by Axelson at the buzzer. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Muskegon Lumberjacks and Youngstown Phantoms are tied at 2. Shots on goal for the game, 15-13 in favor of Muskegon. Jacks with 9 shots in the second period. Youngstown with 7. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall off the bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the second intermission report. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms and Muskegon Lumberjacks tied at 2. Shots on goal for the game 15-13 in favor of Muskegon. The Jacks outshoot Youngstown 9-7 in the second period. Also got the only 2 goals of that middle frame, both of them coming off the stick of Drew Stewart. Pair of special teams goals for Stewart at 7:24 was Stewart on the power play, his 20th goal of the season. Melvin Novotny and Chuck Blanchard with the helpers. Then at 8:49, an unassisted shorthanded breakaway for Stewart, second of the game and 21st of the season, to tie this thing up at 2. 3 penalties in that second period. Jack Hamilton called for cross-checking at 3:13. Monte Tepley called for boarding at 6:04. That's the penalty that led to the power play goal. And then Danny Clares called for holding at 8:35. That's the penalty that led to the shorthanded goal. Tobias Trebel has stopped 13 out of 15. Carl Axelson has stopped 11 out of 13. Lumberjack power play 1 for 2. Youngstown power play 2 for 5. Going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the Valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
And best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Fans, 50-50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center. Second intermission report. Phantoms and Lumberjacks tied at 2. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Dubuque leads the U17s 3-2 at the second intermission. Chicago and Waterloo tied at 1. 7 minutes into the second period. Fargo leads Madison 2-0, first intermission. Sioux Falls leads Omaha 2-1, first intermission. Green Bay leads Lincoln 1-0. 2 minutes left in the first. Cedar Rapids and Des Moines tied at 1 at the first intermission. Over to the college hockey scoreboard, Lindenwood leads Alaska Anchorage 2-0 in the final minute of the first period. Niagara 5-2 winners over Robert Morris. Holy Cross leads Canisius 4-2 second intermission. Sacred Heart leads Bentley 2-0 second intermission. Michigan has a 4-3 lead over Penn State. Final 5 minutes of regulation at Yost. Wisconsin leads Ohio State 4-2 in the final 10 seconds of that game. Looks like the Badgers gonna lift their record to 18-9-2 on the year. Minnesota leads Notre Dame 2-0 second intermission. Brown leads Harvard 2-1 second intermission. RPI leads Cornell 1-0 second intermission. Union 6-5 lead over Colgate as the Garnet Chargers 5 goals in the second period to jump in front of Colgate. 3 minutes left in the second in Schenectady. Dartmouth and Yale tied at 3 second intermission. UConn still leading Maine 1-0 second intermission. Boston College and Merrimack now tied at 2 second intermission. New Hampshire still leading Boston University 2-1 second intermission. Northeastern and Providence now tied at 2 second intermission. UMass Lowell and Vermont still tied at 1 second intermission. Colorado College leads St. Cloud State 1-0 end of the first. Western Michigan with a 4-2 lead over Arizona State second intermission. Miami and North Dakota scoreless. 3 minutes left in the first. Northern Michigan leads Ferris State 3-2 second intermission. Michigan Tech up 2-1 on Lake Superior State halfway through regulation. Bemidji State and Minnesota State scoreless. 3 minutes left in the first. And Bowling Green leads Augustana 1-0 with 3 minutes left in the first. That'll do it for our out-of-town scoreboard and our second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between Muskegon and Youngstown here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net.
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put through a ring looking like that. Yeah, it's selfish. I think it's actually to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash.
Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood locations to have this car looking shiny key.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the third period. And you can roll for initiative because the puck is down and the third period is underway. Youngstown controls the draw. Phantoms and Lumberjacks tied at 2 as we start the final frame of regulation. Puck in the Muskegon end. Yonerheim off a couple of Phantoms and out to the neutral zone. Trickles down to Cal Houston, his own end. D to D to Tepley near side. Tepley banked it past Thomas Maroon and down into the Jacks end. Right to Clares. However, he's able to slip it over to Yonerheim. And I think that Yonerheim took a high stick there. But if it didn't draw blood, neither official has their arm in the air. If it didn't draw blood, Muskegon can't challenge, and Yonerheim's heading to the bench. So tough break there for the Jacks. 36 seconds into this third period, which is presented by Mercy Health. Face off to the right of Trable. And honestly, a smart play there by Yonerheim to try to get the puck on net immediately, get the puck frozen there. See if maybe something can go to video right away, but not to be for the Jacks, as faceoff is won by Bergeron, but forced out to center are the Jacks. Novotny back to Bergeron, lost it entering the zone, came to Booz, but his pass ahead to Simpson wouldn't go. It's grabbed by Amico. Back ahead to the Youngstown line for Bergeron. He's pinned to the boards by Murphy. Coming in to help him out is Belusco, but he's forced out to center by Booz. Jacks are offside, and play will continue. I thought that the Jacks had a touch as they are back on the attack here. It's Norger in the slot. Norger across. Belusco. Shot missed the cage. Great look for Belusco from the left circle. Amico kept it in the zone. Over to the right circle. Hit shot off the shoulder of Trable and into the meshing. As that one came off the stick of Melvin Novotny, 120 into the third. Muskegon has had great starts to all three periods here in regulation, hemming the Phantoms in their own end. Face off to the left of Trable will be Hextall to take the draw against Stewart. And Stewart wins the draw, bounces it back to the point for Belusco, his shot. Sorry, not Belusco, but Vukas. His shot from the right half, right to the glove of Trable, who holds. 18:35 left in the first. Phantoms when tied at 2 after 2 this year, 6-3-1. The Jacks when tied at 2. I guess rather when tied after 2, 5-4-1. Muskegon wins the draw again, and a shot from Vukas right to the chest of Trable, who'll hold. We get our the fifth face-off of the opening minute, 29. Be Hextall against Stewart in the circle again. Stewart with another face-off win. Vukas down the wall. Sharp angle shot off the outside of the post. Came up to the left point. Hudson held the line. Sent it near side, but that will bounce over to Jack Hamilton. Up to Jardine, and he will clear it out to center. Grabbed in front of the benches by Hudson. Over to Vukas. Back out to center. Benson touched it behind him to Stewart, but he got stepped into by Jack Hamilton. Puck, however, still in the attacking end for the Jacks. Benson's pass toward center point knocked away by Hextall. Puck pinballing around there on the far wall and out to center, but grabbed at the red line by Sanderson. He's back on the attack. Sanderson through the mouth of the blue paint on the backhander. Not a shot on net. Over to the left side. Sending it down the wall was Noringer, but that came right to Hextall. Thompson ahead out to center, was trying to find Jardine, but picked off by Jake Stewart. Over to Benson, his shot to the glove of Trable, who holds. Four shots in the opening 2:22. For the Lumberjacks, shots on goal for the game read 19-13 in favor of Muskegon. Draw to the left of Trable Anderson. Wins the draw against Burzcans. Tepley to Houston. Around the kick plate, Miller redirects out to the neutral zone. Svitov knocked it ahead. Rolls down into the Jacks end. Axelson over to the right corner for Larios. A little trouble with it. Anderson in to apply some forecheck pressure, but it rolls to Burzcans. Behind the cage to Selski. And then around to Blanchard, couldn't clear. Issue forced back below the goal by Anderson, but the Jacks with possession will clear it out to center. Blanchard had it sticked away by Houston. It came to Svitov, who gains the red line, chips it past a man and into the zone. But Amico cut him off from getting on the forecheck as Muskegon whips it around the wall and out to center. Stewart ahead to Blanchard, centering feed off the skates of Burzcans. Houston had his stick tied up cleanly. And here it's Tepley carrying ahead. Danced around a man, but then forced off his line as it rolled to the edge of the blue paint. Axelson sticked it to the far side, sent out to center off of Chris. This should be icing. It will be. 16:37 left in the third. And we're tied at 2. Face off to the right of Axelson. Hesh to take the draw against Christ. Hesh wins the face-off clean. Sasaki's shot is blocked. Rebound grabbed by Amico. Spun it to the line, kept by Hesh. To the slot for Zemlishka. Back to Hesh. A shot missed the cage. Might have kissed the outside of the bar. To Murphy at the point. D to D to Wilson. Shot to the belly of Axelson, who holds. Choppy start to the third period. We are 3 minutes and 39 seconds in. And all tied up at 2. 2 goals in the first for Youngstown, 2 goals in the second for Muskegon. Phantoms win the draw. Sasaki To the point for Wilson. His shot wide of the cage came around to Murphy in the right corner. Taken away by Jonerheim. Traded it off to Vukas, then Belusco. And the Jacks back through center, Jonerheim. Red line and blue into the zone, has Christ with him. Still with it below the goal. Murphy knocked him off the puck. It came to Christ. Sent back to the right corner looking for Jonerheim. Thomas Maroon looking for it as well. Murphy kicked it free of the scrum. Up the wall to a pinching Vukas. Now it's Christ across to Belusco. Back to Vukas. His shot blocked up high by Hesch. Rebound kept in the zone. Jonerheim trickled one wide of the net. Chris tried to feed it in front, blocked off by Murphy. Jonerheim to the loose change. Behind the net, it came to Thomas Maroon. Sticked it over towards Chris. Murphy got a little bit of a touch on it. Kept it at the left point for a moment by the Jacks before it came to Murphy. And out to center for Zemlichka. Played it ahead to Hesch. Had to break off his attack to get that puck in the corner. Tried to give it back to Zemlichka, but Jonerheim took it away for the Jacks. It's sent off the window and out to center. Skated into by Bergeron at the red line and now into the Youngstown zone. Got past his man, but lost the puck, forced below the goal line by Rusinski. Hamilton took it away from Noringer. Grabbed back by Bergeron. Off of Novotny, came to Hudson. Across over to Larioza. His shot off the pads of Trable. Rebound to Simpson. Lifted it out to center. Grabbed across the red line by Booz. Poked it to the right wing corner, but getting there first was Larioza. Taken away by the Jacks. It's Novotny to Bergeron. Across the red line and back toward Novotny as they gain the zone, but swept back out to center by Thompson. Down in the Jacks zone, no icing as Miko picks it up at the top of the right circle, carries around the cage, and then gave it up to Clares. Out to center. Houston broke up a pass, but came right back to Novotny. Stewart to Benson in the left corner. Tried to feed the point, broken up by McKinnon. Malachi spins away for the blue line while teammates change ahead of him. To Houston, gained the red line and gave it up off of Hextall. Couldn't take the pass cleanly. Skated into by Clares. Sent up the near wall, touched by McKinnon. To the point for Tepley. His shot blocked in front, never got in on Axelson. Amico got to the rebound, sent it up to Sanderson, now out to the logo for Benson. Houston denied the line, but gave it right back to Sanderson, who came into the zone. Jacks are offside. Play continues after they touch up. Houston up the wall to Hextall, and now near side for Tepley. Mate gains the red line and fires it to the right wing corner of the Jack zone. First one to it was Hextall. Jack around the cage, centering feed, looking for Jardine. It wouldn't go. Out to center, it's Murphy across over to Houston. Hit shot right to the belly of Axelson, who'll hold and will have a media timeout. 13:25 left in the third. We're tied at 2. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WITB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Cavelli Center, 13:25 left in the third. We're tied at 2. Shots on goal for the game, 19-16 in favor of Muskegon. Offensive zone draw for Youngstown to the left of Axelson. Anderson wins the draw cleanly. Murphy, top of the right circle, cuts to the middle. Murphy turns and fires. The shot was mostly blocked. Came to Svitov. Tried to wrap it around the cage, but it would not go. Anderson to the loose change. He kind of got ripped off the puck a little bit, and the Jacks will come away with the biscuit. Jake Stewart through center. Pass ahead looking for Burzkans. Almost put Jack Wilson in a interesting position. So the puck is around the wall and out to center. Grabbed in the neutral zone by the Jacks. Blanchard will drop it back into his own zone for Clares. DDD over to Belusco, out to the Youngstown line for Stewart. Able to send it into the zone under the stick of Braden Thompson and roll to the right corner. And BT will chip it behind the cage. Only one there, however, is Blanchard. Blanchard still with it. Double teamed. Lost the puck. Miller behind him to Anderson. Able to get it as far as the neutral zone. And trickled it down the Muskegon zone. Phantom's going to go for a line change here as Muskegon's back through center. Christ. Ridden off the puck by Thompson. Down the far wall. Christ, however, got it back. Sent it into the circle looking for Yonerheim. Broken up by Sasaki. Ahead for Zemlichka, who just backhanded it to open space. First one to it was Belusko. Backhanded it up the near wall and out to center. Grabbed to the red line by Hamilton. D over to Houston. He'll fire it into the zone. Axelson able to stop it behind the cage. Worked it over to Belusko. Up the far wall to Yonerheim. Taken away by the Phantoms. Sasaki skate to stick. A shot. Zemlichka put it off the bar. Jacks to the rebound and out to center. Coming ahead, Thomas Maroon over to Yonerheim. Lost the puck to Tepley. Carries around the cage to the near side. Banked it past a man. Got it himself. Gained the red line. And then dumped it in deep. Phantoms head to a line change with 11:30 left in the third. Larioza gains the red line and fires it into the Youngstown end. Came to Novotny. Let it roll through to Bergeron. His shot was blocked by Rusinski. Bergeron got it back. Left corner. Being watched by Tepley. Puck poked at by Booz. Rusinski came in and took it away, worked it around the dasher, but past Houston, rolled to Simpson on the near side, and Cooper will carry ahead. Cooper gains the red line, lifts it to the right wing corner. Rusinski and Booz both in there battling against Larioza. And was Larioza working it free, but it came up the wall to Murphy. Center point, Simpson. Cooper toe dragging a shot, he missed the cage. Rebound to Murphy, who lost it out to center. Coming ahead is Novotny. Novotny, a shot glove save by Trable, who holds with 10:40 left in the third. Great work by Novotny just to get free, as Murphy was all over him attacking the triangle. Again, we're tied at 2. Power play goals in the first period for Youngstown for Evan Jardine and Jack Hextall. And a power play goal and a shorthanded goal in the second period for Drew Stewart of the Lumberjacks. Face-off won by Youngstown. McKinnon off the window and out to center, but back into his own zone for it is Vukas. Back out to the neutral zone. Benson couldn't take the pass. It's taken away from behind by Hextall. But his cross-ice feed couldn't find McKinnon. It's the Jacks with it. Sanderson to Benson in front of the benches. Back to Sanderson into the zone, but off the skates of Murphy to Hextall. And now McKinnon back to Hextall. Into the zone down the right side. Hextall around the net. Hextall still with it. Rips it right point for Thompson. BT's shot is blocked. And he'll backtrack to center as that puck is possessed by Sanderson, who heads off for a change. Stewart into the zone. Thought the Jacks were offside, but play continues. Centering feed off of Benson, trickled wide of the cage. Behind the net, it came to Jardine. He's battling against Benson. Came free to Stewart in the corner. Stewart taken to the wall. Jardine shoveled it up to the point, and McKinnon able to force it out to center, but it's picked up at the red line by Jake Stewart. Lifted to the right corner. Hamilton tied up Stewart as the puck came to Hextall. Sent it far side for Jardine. Jardine slowing things down. Think this line needs a change here as Jardine fires ahead off the stick of Belusko, and Youngstown will go for a line change. Clares from below his own goal line, carries right up the middle of the ice. Slides it over to Berskans, who fires into the zone. Pumped back behind the cage by Blanchard to Berskans, who took a big hit from Logan Anderson. Clean play, though, as Miller works it out to the neutral zone, but grabbed right back ahead by the Jacks. Larioza rips it back in. Trable couldn't stop it behind the cage. Came through Blanchard on the near wall and will be skated ahead by Svitov. Chipped ahead for Miller, working the middle for Anderson. Logan, a shot, saved by Axelson as Anderson was looking 5-hole. Was there for a moment, but Axelson able to get the right leg down and keep this one tied. 8:30 left in the second. Larioza took it away in the corner, worked it up that far wall. Novotny played it out through center. Picked up in front of his own bench by Houston, retreats into his own zone while the forwards change. Houston to the neutral zone. Ahead for Miller. They're going to say Miller didn't touch it, but wave off icing as Hesh was ahead of the play. Phantoms work it up the near side, but no one there, and Muskegon will come back through center. Noringer over to Christ, back to Noringer. Couldn't center. Noringer with it. Tried to feed Christ in the slot, and he took a heavy hit from behind as he was trying to take the pass. A clean play as the puck was right there with 7:50 left in the third. We're tied at 2. Amico from behind his own net. Ahead to Noringer into the zone. Lost the puck in his skates. Taken to the wall by Wilson. Noringer across off a couple of skates. Came to the line, kept by Amico. Fed Novotny across off a couple of sticks and grabbed by Wilson. Found Zemlichka. Ahead looking for Sasaki. Nice pass breakup in the neutral zone by Vukas as the puck trickles back to Wilson in his own end. D-to-D far side to Murphy with 7:15 left in regulation. We're tied at 2. Zemlichka from the red line backhands it into the zone. Phantoms in the line change. Axelson to Amico in the left corner. Skated past Rusinski. Fed it far side, swept out to center by Vukas. Ahead for Jonerheim, his shot wide of the cage. Thomas Maroon to the rebound. Try to get it back to Jonerheim behind the cage. Came off the back of the net. Simpson taken down. Rusinski poked it up the wall. Bergeron grabbed it for the Jacks. Fed it through Jonerheim in the corner. Came around to Tepley right side. Up the wall to Rusinski off the dasher and out to center. Grabbed in front of his own bench by Clares. Spun it to open ice far side. Poked right back out to the neutral zone by Muskegon. Thomas Maroon into the attacking end. Left hash marks. Down to the goal line for Bergeron. Puck poked off of his twig cleanly by Houston. Fed it into the corner. Only one there is Thomas Maroon. Battling with Tepley. Send it up the wall. Grabbed by Lenny Booz. Out to center. Grabbed by Cooper Simpson. Cooper into the zone. Long distance shot was blocked to the end wall as Cooper was at the end of his shift. Jacks got to it below their goal line. Carry around the cage with 6:05 left in regulation. Bowling his way into the zone is Sanderson. Stripped to the puck by Murphy. Fed it around to the near wall. Jardine couldn't exit the zone. Bergeron pins it to the boards. Worked it to Benson. Right circle. Benson around the kick plate to Hudson. Back down low. Looking for Sanderson, the Penguins draft pick. Battling with McKinnon, who took the puck away, to Murphy. Up the wall to Hextall. He couldn't clear. Benson with it to Hudson. Hudson lost it out to center. Dropped it back for Larioza. Phantom's going to try to get a couple of fresh bodies on the ice here as Larioza carries all the way back behind his own cage. Larioza stripped of the puck. Youngstown couldn't get possession as the Jacks still with it. Jake Stewart spins away from McKinnon, gains the red line, and gives it over to Blanchard. Blanchard, a shot in front. Burrs, cans, couldn't chip it home. Came back to the high slot. Amico, a shot. Trable with the glove save, and he holds. Final media timeout of regulation. 5:06 left in the third. We're tied at 2. .506 left in the third. We are tied at 2. Defensive zone draw upcoming for Youngstown. We gave it to you earlier. Phantoms when tied after 2 this year, 6-3-1. Muskegon when tied after 2, 5-4-1. These two teams playing each other extremely hard. It's been a great hockey game to watch as Youngstown wins the draw. Tepley fighting his way through a check. Novotny stole it away from Zemlichka, but he couldn't feed Noringer cleanly for the one-timer. Fed into the slot by Noringer, blocked away by Youngstown and out to center, but they couldn't possess it. Amico back to Novotny, ripped across, was looking for Chris, but intercepted by Akapesh. Drop back for Tepley, sent far wall for Houston. Cal ahead to Sasaki, but offside are the Youngstown Phantoms. Cavelli Center crowd didn't like the call with 4:37 left in the third. Phantoms going to send out the fourth line. Svitov, Miller, centered by Anderson. Thompson and Hamilton on the back end. Burskans to take the draw against Anderson, and he will win that draw. Clares, D to Vukas. Backhanded up to the neutral zone. And skating into it is Burskans. Burskans taken down by Thompson. Play continues. Round to the left point, kept by the Jacks. Back down in the left corner for Burskans. Up the wall off of Blanchard. Knocked off the puck by Svitov. Fed the neutral zone for Miller, who banked it off the boards, trying to get down there, get it deep. But Jacks got there first. Turnover, came in front, but unable to do anything with it. In front was Logan Anderson. Puck back out to center, fired back in by Thompson as Miller and Anderson collide with each other, both a little slow to get up as they will both head to the bench with 3:45 left in regulation. Into the zone comes Selski, chipped it to the end wall, goes after it. Murphy the first one to it, send it into the corner, Rusinski there for it. To Wilson, up to the point, kept by Stewart, but it came to Booz, who left it for Murphy, turned over, centering feet, in front. Chris, what a save by Trable! Tobias Trable keeps this one tied at 2, as actually that was Drew Stewart looking for the hat trick. Here it's Murphy out to center with the pass ahead for Booz, broken up by Clares. Trickles down to Larioza in his own zone, fired around to Clares in the right wing corner, but couldn't get it. Rusinski looking for help, top of the right circle to Houston, then back down the wall. Jacks get a piece of it and send it out to center. Gathered by Tepley and dumped back in with less than 3 minutes remaining in regulation. Coming ahead with it, Thomas Maroon. Into the zone, backhander wide of the cage, around to Bergeron left half. Fed the point for Belusco, his shot well high and wide of the net. Jardine got there on the near wall, kicked it to his stick, and fed it out to center for Hextall. To McKinnon, pass was in his skates, he couldn't bring it ahead. Here it's Amico. Stripped of the puck by Tepley, able to regather. Poked it behind the net, looking for Yonerheim, but taken right back by Tepley. Tepley off the window and out to center. Stick down by Belusco, sent to open ice, going to be grabbed by Houston in front of the benches. D to Tepley, far side, out to center, looking for McKinnon. But icing called on the Youngstown Phantoms with 2:08 left in the third. Thought the icing whistle was a little early, but it was clear that the Jacks had the inside line to the puck. Face off to the right of Trable, won by the Jacks, but Noringer stripped to the puck by Houston as he carried below the goal line. Tepley off the window and out to center. Vukas forced back toward his own line ahead off of Christ. Into the Youngstown zone to Tepley to Houston, back to Tepley far side. Tepley out to center for Hextall. And ahead to Zemlichka. Phantoms trying to get a line change here. Zemlichka stole it behind the cage. Feeds it up to the left point for Wilson. D to Murphy. He'll just fire it to the end wall, trying to get the cycle going down low. Hesh tried to cycle for Zemlichka, but taken away by Clares. He'll float it over to the right wing corner with less than 90 seconds remaining in regulation. Novotny out to center for Noringer. Chipped it just wide of the cage. First one to it is Murphy. Turned it over in the corner to Christ. Taken right back by Hesh, and he'll feed Wilson. Jack ahead for Sasaki. Chipped it past Amico, but Sasaki into the zone, lost his footing. And Zemlichka went for the hit instead of the puck, and the Jacks are back ahead. Larioza into the zone. Thought he was offside as he feeds Stewart at the side of the net. Lost the puck to Cal Houston. Trickle below the goal line as we are at less than a minute remaining in regulation. Murphy from the goal line carries ahead. Murphy gained the red line and backhanded it into the Muskegon zone. Benson spun it away from Rusinski over to Amico, now out to center for Sanderson. Gained the red line. Murphy dumped it on the cage, and Trable will glove and hold that pop fly with 35.1 left in regulation. We've seen we had a very choppy start to this third period. And then right there in the middle, we had a ton of flow after the first media timeout. I wasn't sure we were going to get to the second media timeout. I think if you get to 5 minutes, you don't take the second media timeout in a period. And we got that with 5:04. 4 minutes, says Dave Ferris. Dave knows more about the rules of hockey than I do sometimes. No? Dave, I'm trying to give you credit. Will you just take a compliment? Face off to the right of Trable. Hextall to take the draw against Stewart. Face off controlled by the Jacks. Benson to the point for Vukas. His backhander on the cage, stopped by the stick of Trable, and then he covers the rebound. 29.1 left in the third. Face off to the right of Trable. Shots on goal for the game, 28-17 in favor of Muskegon. Phantoms, however, actually 10-2-1 when being outshot this year. Hextall wins the faceoff. Houston to Hextall in the left corner. 25 seconds left in regulation. Hextall tried to give it back to Houston, stolen by Stewart, but as he tried to feed the point, it was taken away by McKinnon and chipped down the ice. Clares in his own zone for it, sends it over to the far wall with 13. Out to center for Sanderson into the zone, bobbled it entering, and that may cost the Jacks their final chance at an attack here as Clares to Benson into the zone for Stewart. 2 seconds, one, trickled it on the cage. Trable with the glove, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to overtime. Your score at the end of 60 minutes. Youngstown 2, Muskegon 2. Shots on goal for regulation, 28-17 in favor of the Jacks. Muskegon with 13 shots in the third period, Youngstown with 4. We'll be back in 60 seconds for 3-on-3 sudden victory here on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County in Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back to the Cavelli Center for the start of 3-on-3 sudden victory overtime. Phantoms in 3-on-3, 4-2. Jacks in 3-on-3, 2-0. Stewart to take the draw against Hextall. Roll for initiative. Overtime's underway. Hextall wins the draw back to Wilson. Phantoms have Wilson, Hextall, and Simpson. And it's ahead to Simpson into the zone, 1-on-2. Cooper spins at the hash, waits for help. Carries back to the blue line, guarded by Larioza. Wilson sets a little pick, more of a screen, really, because he never made contact. Simpson with it, trying to dance through Larioza, couldn't do it, but able to regather the puck. And now Cooper will spin it back to center for Wilson. Jack back into his own zone. Ran into the ref, who, as he was skating backwards, Cavelli crowd doesn't like it, but Wilson kept control of the puck at least as he feeds Hextall at center. Jack into the zone. Crisscrosses with Simpson. Couldn't find a lane, and now he'll retreat to center as well. Simpson get ahead to the bench. Hextall back into his own zone. Watched by Noringer. Ahead for Wilson. Phantoms trying to catch them in a change. Wilson cutting in. Wilson waiting. Couldn't toss it over to Hextall, who'll retreat back to center. Minute gone in overtime. Rusinski on. Wilson into the zone. Dropped it off for McKinnon. Tried to feed it down low to Rusinski. It wouldn't go, and the pass is touched over to Novotny. Wilson heads to the bench. 2-on-1 developing for the Jacks. Blanchard coming in with Amico. Across, pass hit a Phantom and would not go cleanly to Amico. Now it comes to Novotny. His shot stopped by Trable. Rebound to McKinnon. Touches it behind the cage to Rusinski. 90 seconds gone in overtime. Rusinski quickly ahead, but no touch and icing called on the Phantoms. Carter Murphy just on the ice, so his shift hasn't been that long. Rusinski and McKinnon, I think, have been on for about 30 seconds. Face off to the right of Trable will be Rusinski to take the draw against Sanderson. Rusinski wins the draw cleanly. Phantoms sending it up behind the cage with Murphy. Carter Murphy on his birthday drops it off for Malachi McKinnon. Red line and blue into the zone. Hesh out here now for Youngstown. As McKinnon back out to center, we'll see if he heads to the bench. He will as he trades it off to Hesh, and on jumps Lenny Booz. Hesh into the zone, spins at the top of the right circle. From the blue line, his shot was blocked. Little bit of a trip. Cavelli crowd looking for it as Claire's forced back into his own end. Murphy skates into it. Murphy, left corner, knocked off the puck by Benson. Fans still looking for a call as the Jacks carry ahead. Jacks coming in, backhander, missed the cage. Hesh to the rebound. As the pair gets tangled up in the corner, Phantom's trying to hustle back down the ice, but I think Murphy too tired to get in on the break. Cutting in, it's Booz. Right circle, dropped it off for Houston. Cal threw it behind him, trying to keep it away from Stewart, still has it. Cal spins at the bottom of the right circle, looks for help. He'll retreat out to center. Booz to the bench as the puck's sent over to Jardine at his own blue line. Drop back into the zone for Hextall. Ahead to Jardine. Jardine, bottom of the left circle. Surveys the scene, gives it up to Hextall. Jack, top of the right, trades it off to Jardine. Jardine, stop to get around Benson, carries around the cage. Top of the right circle for Hextall. 95 seconds left in overtime. Hextall to Jardine. Jardine to Hextall. Jack cuts across the top of the circles. Fires the shot redirected. Might have hit the stick of Benson, actually, as the rebound goes to Larioza. 80 seconds left in overtime. Both sides go to a line change. Noringer, Blanchard, and Larioza. Rusinski, Wilson, and Simpson. Blanchard to Larioza. Stops at the red line, then sends it far side to Blanchard. As Larioza hops over the boards and on jumps Amico. Rusinski stole the puck away from Noringer at center and dropped it back for Simpson. As we are less than a minute remaining in overtime. Wilson to Simpson, into the zone, dropped it behind him to Rusinski. Across over to Wilson, top of the right circle, back left side for Rusinski. Rue, watched by Blanchard, carried around the cage. Rusinski walked the blue line, somehow kept it in the zone as the puck rolled on him. And now Rue will bring it back to center for Simpson with 30 seconds left in regulation. Rather overtime. Simpson spins in his own end with 25. Phantoms may just look to get the final shot here. Actually, Youngstown now going to try to catch the Jacks in change. Wilson behind him to McKinnon. McKinnon, left circle, centering feed to Wilson, lost it, and now the Jacks will get the final shot. Amico to the red line for Blanchard. Cutting in, Blanchard, left circle, backhander, they score. Chuck Blanchard with just a get-me-on-the-net backhander with 2.1 left in overtime, and Muskegon gets the 3-2 win. For Blanchard, his 15th goal of the season. And Muskegon gets a 2-1 win. 3-2. Phantoms, however, haven't left the bench. Ryan Rusinski so apparently Muskegon was offside on the zone entry, but offside cannot be challenged in the USHL. So I'm hearing that the puck may have gone out of play, and Youngstown wants it reviewed. Muskegon has gone down the tunnel. Officials are still on the ice. Phantoms coach is yelling at the Lumberjacks, at the officials, but they are heading to the locker room. And I guess this one's going to go final. So we'll keep it right here for the postgame show. Phantoms got on the board first at 4:12 of the first period. It was Jack Hextall, 14th of the season, a power play goal, and Jack Wilson and Evan Jardine with the assist. At 12:19, a power play goal for Evan Jardine, 18th goal of the season. Ryan Rusinski and Jack Wilson with the assist. 23rd power play goal of the career for Evan Jardine. That sets the Phantoms record for most power play goals in a Youngstown career. Pair of goals in the second period for Muskegon. Drew Stewart with both of them. Power play goal at 7:24, assisted by Melvin Novotny and Chuck Blanchard. And then at 8:49, Stewart unassisted, shorthanded. No scoring in the third period. We went to overtime, and with 2.1 left in overtime, Chuck Blanchard, a backhander that somehow found its way over the shoulder of Tobias Trable to give Muskegon the 3-2 win. Youngstown wasn't happy about something at the end of regulation. They wanted the officials to go to video. They would not. And so this one went final. Carl Axelson gets the win. He stopped 17 out of 19. Tobias Trable takes the loss. He stopped 27 out of 30. Muskegon power play 1 for 2. Youngstown power play 2 for 5. And again, the shorthanded goal for Muskegon. So as if this game wasn't exciting enough, these two teams will be back here again for 2 more this weekend. Tomorrow with a 6:05 puck drop teddy bear toss night here on Valentine's Day. And then on Sunday at 4:05 for our sensory-friendly game. Great seats still available for both of those contests. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets and more information, 330-747-PUCK, 330-747-7825. For my engineer, Dave Ferris, for Brendan Miller, keeping things up to date on social media for you, and for our supervisor, my son, Jonathan, I am Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score, Muskegon 3 and Youngstown 2. We will catch you here at the Cavelli Center tomorrow night. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.